The man suspected of leaking top-secret U.S. defense documents will appear in a Boston court today. Douglas Teixeira was arrested by the FBI at his home in Massachusetts yesterday. The 21-year-old is a member of the U.S. Air Force National Guard, working as an IT specialist in its intelligence wing. Now, several months ago, Teixeira allegedly posted dozens of highly classified documents on Discord. That's a social media platform that's popular with gamers. The leaks only came to light last week when it was reported by the New York Times. The documents revealed U.S. assessments of the war in Ukraine and sensitive secrets about U.S. allies, including Israel and South Korea. The Pentagon calls the leaks a, quote, deliberate criminal act. It has taken steps to further restrict sensitive documents to people who have need to know. Will Denzo joins us now from New York for more on the story. Will, tell us what's going to happen in court today. What do we know about Teixeira's motive?
Well, we know that Jack Teixeira will be arraigned at a federal courthouse in Boston. So we're expecting him to be read the charges against him and most likely for him to have the opportunity to enter a plea. Now, of course, these kinds of arraignments, it's highly unlikely that we hear too much from the accused themselves. So this is just a first step in the legal process going forward. But of course, so many questions still to remain that are still unanswered, that people will be very eager to get more information of. Of course, when it comes to the charges that are likely to be presented, officials have said that they are likely to be revolved around the unauthorized removal and transmission of classified information. Of course, all eyes will be on a potential motive going forward, considering the fact that it's been reported by some of Teixeira's friends that he was neither a whistleblower or seen as a foreign agent. And of course, there are a couple of key questions that unlikely we'll see resolved or get any further clarity from the court proceedings this Friday, but will be looked at very closely going forward. One, namely, is why these classified documents were shared on an online chat group called Thug Shaker Central, why that was the medium for these documents to be shared, and why the accused, who worked in the intelligence wing of the Massachusetts National Guard, so a fairly low level when it comes to the armed forces in the United States, why such an individual would have access to so much classified information.
Yes, Will, nonetheless, I mean, these leaks, it's almost been like a slow leak because we hear almost every day something different about them. But how damaging are these leaks?
You're absolutely right. It has been a slow drip. And of course, plenty of questions about what more is still out there that perhaps hasn't been reported yet because of the possibility of the sensitive nature of the materials. We'll have to wait and see on that front. Of course, we have heard from US President Joe Biden pouring cold water on the significance of these leaks. Speaking in Ireland, he says there's nothing contemporaneous that I'm aware of, and that's of great consequence. We've also heard from a Defense Department spokesperson saying the Pentagon is continuing its work to determine the scope, scale and impact of these leaks. We've also heard from the chair of the US House Intelligence Committee saying that they are working to examine why this happened and why it went unnoticed and how to prevent it from happening again. Of course, plenty of questions going forward about the ramifications of those documents that have been leaked. Of course, we know that there were, according to these documents, wranglings in South Korea about sending shells to Ukraine. The intelligence was just a few weeks old. And of course, a serious question about whether this compromises US intelligence with regards to their information in Russia. So plenty of potential ramifications that need to be digested.
The damage control continues. Will, thank you very much for that. Will Denslow there in New York.